Untitled Chapter.
Hey, welcome back to the channel, guys, where we're helping you with media, video, and live streaming so you can create something amazing. I'd like to go ahead and welcome the room. Let's see, we have Traveling Nate Dog, thanks for being here. Keely, thanks for being here. Traveling Granny, glad to see you. Boucher Street is here, fantastic travels. I can never pronounce it, but Fatima? Hope I pronounced it right. I know you love the channel, so one of these days I will get it right. So, had a request from Lucretia. She had some questions about YouTube stuff, and to make it easier, I've been wanting to turn up another live stream over here. It's been a while since we did something over here, and I'm wanting to fire this channel up again, start doing some live streams, maybe every other week or so, and do some channel reviews, live stream reviews, things like that, as well as just help answer some questions on a random basis, as well as putting out some videos here and there along the way as well. So I'll go ahead and I'll drop the link down here for Lucretia, and you can go ahead and jump here in the back room, and we'll pull you up here, and we'll have a chat to see what we can help you with. Okay, so but anyways, I hope everyone's having a good night while we're waiting for her to come in the back room here. So this is kind of a side venture for the Northwoods RV Life. We get a lot of questions over there about YouTube and things like that, and try to not confuse our normal subscribers. We do things over here with helping other channels help grow and try to improve their live streams, get better branding, and all that good stuff. So that's why we have the other channel, so that we don't have to mix that content in with our RV content, and hopefully not drive subscribers away in doing so. So that is what the whole purpose of the channel is. Forward, Kenneth Oaks, glad to see you in here. Looks like we have Lucretia coming up here, so let me go ahead and I'll pull her up here. How you doing, Lucretia?
I'm doing all right, Corey. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good. So we got our background here for Tuber Guru, and our side venture up above here with the branding. If you like any of these backgrounds for your live streams and stuff, streamtuber.com. We sell custom backgrounds for live streams and stream here.
Oh, cool. That looks really nice. I like the border around it with the, the numbers and how your name is and whatnot. That's really good.
So what kind of problems are you having with YouTube and monetization?
So what I was struggling with, which you clarified a little bit last night, was so that it feels like there's not really super clear directions, because so there's directions on what to do. You get notification that you're eligible for monetization, and and then can do that. But then, so what happened is I saw all of these other options, and I did not know they weren't even YouTube necessarily, that they weren't required. Like I think I mentioned last night on IFT, like for instance, IFT, which I'm not going to use. If I don't need it, I don't need to pull stuff in to make it more difficult than it really is. But I didn't know, because like for instance, it talked about you could do what's it called, an applet for, say, when you get a super chat, different colors for different amounts of super chats. And I thought that was part of what you do for like today when I got a super chat and it brightened up, and I didn't know that was something that YouTube automatically does for us. I thought I needed to go get that because it was an option. For instance, that's a for instance.
Right. The ITTF, if anyone's listening is not familiar with it, it's a third-party site separate from YouTube, and what they do is they create applets, basically little programs or apps to try to help interconnect social media platforms from one platform to the other as much as you can. We use them on our Northwood site for, like, when we post a YouTube video, it automatically creates a Twitter post. Or If we post something on Instagram, it'll automatically put a post over on Twitter and also in Pinterest of anything that we put on our Instagram. And it just tries to simplify things if you're trying to work across platforms between social media platforms. They have little apps that you can set up to go from one platform to the other.
So I got really like 2 hours in that. It says like, if this, then that. And then I'm like, what the heck are they talking about? But I don't even care now. I don't need them. I'm not that complicated yet.
Right. A lot of people, want to put all their focus straight into YouTube. They're not so concerned about other platforms at the same time. A lot of people are overwhelmed at first just from YouTube, and they don't want to deal with all the extra energy it takes to handle multiple platforms. But as you grow, you might want to do that, and those things are out there available to be able to do that if you want to try to keep some of that daily maintenance of trying to post stuff on all the social media program. Site like that can help with that.
Sure, that's what I understand. So I think when I'm ready for that, I mean, I do have a Facebook page that is burning up the roads, and I also have a not Twitter, but I do have a Twitter, but I have to stay off of Twitter. So it is the I can't even think of the name of it. You just mentioned it. There's Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. I have an Instagram, and I'm just now starting to really look at that. But I will post stuff on my Facebook page, and but it is time consuming to not have that bridged, So it sounds like what IFT is a bridge, like those little.
It plays as like a middleman between platforms, yes.
Okay. But then I had the problem with, I was looking at my checking out what if I'd made any money and whatnot, and so I went to the one page showed that there was, I'd made a little bit, so I went deeper. I don't even remember how I got there, but I went deeper. I kind of remember. I went into AdSense, and that's where all those blue boxes. It looks like a financial page, some kind of way that they show what you've made and whatnot. And there was nothing there, and yet I show that I had made some money. So I didn't understand why it wasn't showing up on that page.
Yeah, AdSense has made some changes here about 6 months ago or so. AdSense can be used for more than just YouTube. You can use it for putting banners on websites, like Google ads and things like that to generate money from putting those ads on your website.
Okay.
So Google just uses it as AdSense as the kind of the default spot to pay you for anything that you earn money for on YouTube or Google. So
okay.
But about 6 months ago, they used to show the actual details of what was going on with YouTube over on AdSense. And they've kind of split that off now. They don't show that detail. That detail you're going to see in your studio inside YouTube. And all you're going to see is the monthly payments show up over on AdSense. After the month is ended, usually a week or so after the month is ended, you're going to see, like here probably in the next couple of days, we'll see ad revenue that we made in December show up on our AdSense.
Okay. So yeah, so nothing, obviously, the stuff that I make now, for instance, will not come into me till in February.
Right.
So anything month of January, so I see it's all that is the month before. So which brings up a good question. So this kind of idea that trying to encourage people who want to do super chat or super sticker instead to do somebody's PayPal or something like that, because there isn't money taken out if it is a friend or family.
Depends on how your PayPal link is set up. There's multiple kinds of links. There's PayPal Me accounts that are for business, and there's PayPal Me accounts that are donation links. So if it's a donation link, it will not take anything off from PayPal. If it is a business or goes to a PayPal business account like ours is, we have our Northwood set up as a PayPal business account because we have sales from websites and everything else going to it.
Sure.
If somebody sends a donation to us, it takes out the normal PayPal fees out of it.
Okay. And do you know what the PayPal fee is by any chance?
It's usually I think it's right around about 4.5%. It's nowhere near as bad as YouTube is. YouTube takes out 30%, regardless, right off the top. It doesn't matter if it's ad revenue or if it's super chat, super stickers, or even members fees. Before you see it, 30% of it comes off.
Okay. Yeah, that is a gigantic difference. 1 second, I got to let my dog out. Just a moment. It's right here.
Which, while she's doing that, we'll say there are other platforms that do pay content creators, but YouTube is the most generous, even though they're taking 30% away from you. They are still the most generous when it comes to paying creators for ad revenue. If you get big enough, you can make money on TikTok or Twitch or other video programs that are out there. But by no means are they as generous as YouTube is. And that's why YouTube has been so popular for creators to make money.
And I don't begrudge them. Okay, so I genuinely don't begrudge the making of money. These people put out the money to build the platform, to engage probably the brightest minds in the world to help develop all of this. This is huge that you and I and Joe Blow get to come out on a live opportunity to communicate with people, to learn stuff from someone, to make money, to be able to give back in some way to other people. And where else do you get that free up front? We get this for free up front. Right. Eventually we pay something for it, but that's probably okay. I'm just not, so I just want to do.
You have to stop to think too. If you actually start digging into the numbers of YouTube channels who actually reach the requirements to become Monetized, when you become Monetized, you're in about 4% of the entire YouTube channels that are out there. Only 4% get Monetized from YouTube.
Really?
Most people never meet their watch hours, never meet their subscriber counts. They give up beforehand. They abandon their channels. Life happens sometimes.
Yeah.
So the percentage of creators who actually are getting paid is very small. And last year, YouTube took a big hit from the whole COPPA thing, with advertising towards children and things like that. And this, I think, is what really has triggered the change that was released here about a month or so ago, that they're going to start putting ads on people's videos that are not currently monetized, and they're not going to pay you for it. They're a bit like you said, they're a business. They're trying a way to recoup some of that money they lost last year, because even though COPPA didn't affect a lot of channels, there was a lot of big channels that it did when it came to creating content for kids. And their ad revenue really took a hit from that.
Yeah, I would imagine. No question about that. And so I appreciate it. I'm not a something for nothing person. I mean, I thought I was going to get to buy a Jackery for $77, and I sent somebody $77. Guess what I've never seen? And I'm 59 years old. I'm not a stupid kid. I know that, people get paid for what they've built or made or have as a resource. And so something for nothing doesn't really ring true to me, but occasionally I fall into that trap and think, well, I'm going to get the super, super good deal, and it turned out not to be.
And you have to look to at YouTube. I mean, they've looked at ways to try to make it so us creators can make more money. Super chats just a couple years ago wasn't a thing. So you wasn't able to get super chats. Memberships have really only been out for about a year, and the requirement used to be 30,000 subscribers to get it.
Wow.
When we got monetized in July, you didn't automatically get memberships offered to you. I had to get a hold of Google support, beg and borrow to get memberships on our channel. because they hadn't started allowing it to basically everyone with 1,000 subscribers, unless you were a gaming channel.
Uh-huh.
So they've really tried to do things that they can to try and make it more appealing for creators to come onto this platform, stay on this platform. I think in the long run, they're really going to hurt Patreon, even though Patreon's fees are slightly less than what YouTube's fees are. They will end up hurting them. It's on the same platform. They don't have to cross-platform. And that's huge to be able to have a join button right below the video. That somebody can click on and sign up for special content stuff. That's huge to be able to have that here.
Right. So a question about that, because I do a Patreon channel. I don't even know if channel's the right name for it, but I have a Patreon channel, and my idea has always been to use that in a way to help eventually, for like people who signed up for that, would be, I wanted to build a team of people who wanted, that weren't necessarily interested in their own content, that they were not content creators. Because content creators, we're all busy building and working on our own channels. And yes, we may go give some time to somebody else, but generally speaking, we're all trying to work on our own channels. And so I was thinking that I wanted to utilize the brains and the experience and the talent and skills of as many people as I could to help build a channel, my YouTube channel. And I'm used to working in a team environment. I like team environments, and I think that they can be very useful. And however, I'm wondering, can we do the same thing, exactly the same basic things that on YouTube with the membership button as you could do over on Patreon? Because like just one quick explanation, for instance, Deborah Dickinson is someone that I am a Patreon of. I pay 99 cents a month, and I constantly get updates on what's going on in her life, little, photographs, behind the scenes things.
Yeah.
And, we can talk back and forth.
So the one thing that everyone needs to know when it comes to memberships in YouTube is, in a lot of ways, it's still being tested. Yes, it's live for a majority of us, but they are constantly improving it. They just made improvements here just a couple weeks ago, and things are constantly changing. The one thing that I think will come out eventually that needs to be there, I think, is lack really a notification mechanism in the members area. To find member stuff, you would either go to the community tab where you would post member only content. But here a couple weeks ago, they did introduce it's still in beta right now, and that is being able to mark a video or live stream as members only. Because when I first got memberships, in order to do it, we had to mark them as unlisted and then share them on the community tab so that members could only see the unlisted video.
Oh.
So now that they have this is huge for us, because like on our Northwoods RV Life page now, I've created a playlist that is on our main page that is members only content, and it allows everyone to see the thumbnail, but when they click on it, it lets them know that in order to watch this video, you have to be a member.
Okay.
So at least then people who are not members can see what you're offering to members when it comes in the way of video content.
Sure.
And I think it kind of intrigues them to want to join more.
Right. Because I just now, this last weekend, I developed on our YouTube page, I went ahead and I've done our membership button, the couple of levels of membership, and just kept it very minimal, because my goal is not to go, rake people's pockets. You know what I'm saying? I just, that's not who I am. It's not how I work. But I do want to be able to communicate effectively with people, and that do join. But it is still, do we do the community, or do we do the membership tab, or do we also do at the other time? We also do a Patreon, because there's apparently there are different opportunities.
What I would do is not confuse your users. If you're going to pick one or the other and stick with that.
Okay.
I was taking a look at when we first started our channel. I was planning on how we were going to try to leverage that at the point of becoming Monetize many months before we become Monetize. I was already looking at what the fee schedules were for YouTube and what the fee schedules were for Patreon. I had actually built out an entire members website that was my own, that members could go to, subscribe to get to members only content, and me not have to give a percentage to anybody. But as the more you look into this, it's like, okay, will I get more subscribers built right into YouTube with that join button right below, compared to beg, plead, and borrow everyone? Oh, go check out our members page. If you wanted to have additional content, go over there and look at that. And I think even when you go look at Patreon, you look at smaller channels that are, say, 20,000 subscribers and under. And if they have a Patreon, you go look at that. You can go look without signing up, see how many Patreons they currently have. And when I was going to look at that, a lot of those channels only had 5 or 6, Patreon members. So you really didn't get to see where they had a lot of Patreons until they were getting over 100,000 subscribers. And then they were really getting a drive over off that, YouTube onto that platform. And, you look at that, it's like, okay, well, I'm going to put all this effort and money and everything into Patreon. And if I'm only going to get 5 or 6 subscribers all the way up until I'm, 30, 40,000 subscribers on YouTube, is it worth it? Because I could probably get, 20 times that on YouTube before I get to that subscriber amount. And even though I'm giving up 30%, the amount of subscribers I'm going to gain because it's right here on YouTube and they don't have to go off of it is going to be a much higher rate than what they're going to go off platform to another platform to try to get your members only content.
Right. Okay. Well, I was kind of thinking in these terms this morning, and I wanted to talk it through. I got a conversation with Kaylee, as a matter of fact, because she's who I consider the coolest head between the two of us. She doesn't, she's able to think things through. And we just, she helped me decide. This is what I was thinking of, working in a team. She helped me decide to not make any changes until, I really have thought it through and talked it through and weighed everything one against the other.
I would not recommend doing both. Pick one path and stick with it. Okay. Whether it's memberships on YouTube or whether it's, Patreon, stick with whatever one path you go to. Don't give people 2 options. It's going to be confusing. They're going to wonder, well, you're doing this here, you're doing that there, and just keep it simple on yourself. Everything you need for memberships is built right in here in YouTube. Okay. You don't have to really learn anything a whole lot more. They're just a section in another tab, or how you list a video. How you list videos now is private, unlisted, or public. Now, if you have memberships, there's another option that says members only. That's, there's not a lot to learn to keep it in right here on YouTube, and you can get all the benefits and probably more subscribers by doing so. Okay, that very much makes sense, and I need to keep it simple. Since I'm learning all of this, and I don't want to. I was trying to figure out, how do I keep people, on this platform, because that's where all my videos are. That's where my live stream stuff is. And if I'm telling them to go to Patreon, so I think that makes more sense what you're saying than what I was trying to do. Right. In some fashions, if you're trying to do anything cross-platform, the best bet I have found for us is trying to get YouTube views from Facebook. And we've done that by building our own Facebook page and our own groups. If you're posting your videos in other people's groups, eventually you're just going to tick off the admins. They're going to boot you out of the groups, things like that. But if you start building your own communities of whatever you're doing, whether it's Facebook groups or your page, it takes time, just like it did to create a channel. But, like right now, our Facebook page has, I think it's 37 or 3,800 followers to the Facebook page. Then we have a Blackstone cooking group because we do some Blackstone cooking videos. So we started a group for that. That group has exploded over the last year. It's gained over 68,000 members in the last year. And we maintain that group so just simply so that we can post cooking videos up there when we do cooking videos. We don't post our RV videos in there. We only do the cooking videos.
Right.
But that group pretty much does everything by itself. I have to moderate it once in a while because people get out of hand or whatever. But I don't typically have to post anything in there. There's enough conversation in there on its own. Sometimes it gains 100 to 200 people a day. And I don't have to do much with it. So those are great things. Once you've got a community started and it's starting to build on Facebook, if that's what you're looking for is to be able to intertwine platforms, you have to first build yourself an audience on each platform.
Yeah.
Just like you did on YouTube. If that's what you want to do, you have to build your own audience on Facebook. You have to build your own audience on Instagram. Because, we tried it too when we first started out. You create an Instagram and, I'm going to put a post on there whenever I do a video and try to get people to come over. It don't work.
Yeah.
Most people don't ever even click on the link to try getting over to watch the video. So that's one of the things that every year at New Year's time, we've sat down, Lori and I, and we've kind of brainstormed our goals for the next year. So some of the goals that we've set for our channel this year is more detail oriented than anything. We want to try to get the details down as good as we can, no matter what it is. I mean, as you can probably see my video here is crystal clear tonight.
Yes.
We've done a lot of changes to make sure that happens. We've invested in equipment to do that sort of thing. And those are the type of details that we're trying to work on. So when we do a live stream, I want it to be the best live stream we can do, especially if I'm wanting to grow Tuber Guru over here as well. And, it don't do me well to have a fuzzy live stream if I'm telling people how to do live streams.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that we're concentrating on the details this year. We're going to worry more about actual doing deeper keyword research of video titles, descriptions, things like that, tags, to try to help improve search rankings in YouTube. Things like that. Instagram, we have moved, so we're really not promoting anything for YouTube on Instagram other than the stories. As far as what we post on Instagram is all going to be its own platform. We're going to grow Instagram organically for what Instagram was intended for, and that's pictures and short video clips. And we're going to keep that separate.
So then what's the point? Okay, so this is one of those places where I don't understand. So is there an end goal for them to ever connect, or just really that's a separate thing and you're just looking at it separate and it's going to stay separate, or you're going to connect them in some way?
Yes and no. You have to understand all this is you're building a business. And like many times, like people will tell you, if anyone has ever started a business, you're probably not going to turn a profit for about 3 years. 3 years is a lot of work to put into something and dedication to make sure that you're going to get out of it what you want out of it. Now, eventually, say if our Instagram gets to 10,000 followers, and then we have more abilities on Instagram as far as putting links in our posts that are actually clickable, things like that, swipe up features, things that you can do that are more advanced on the platform. Then we look at how to monetize that platform, not necessarily how to get dumb people here. We worry about, okay, we have an influence there. Let's use that influence to monetize that platform.
Okay. I didn't even know you could monetize Instagram.
And that's the thing. There's more monetized than just ads. Even YouTube. There are so many ways you can monetize YouTube. Whether you're getting ad revenue, whether you're using affiliate marketing, if you're selling digital products, if you're selling, whether it's, cookbooks, or if you're, writing novels, or whatever
Yeah.
product that you are trying to sell, there's hundreds of ways to monetize YouTube. Some of the ways that we've made money long before we were getting ad revenue, through affiliate marketing. We started our Amazon affiliate about 2 months after we started the channel. Those of you that have been to our actual website, the northwoodsrvlife.com, there's a store section on there. That store section is a complete RV store with Amazon links built into it that lets us get commissions on those Amazon sales that come from that store. By doing this, and not just being, because Amazon has two different programs, and people sometimes get them confused. There's Amazon Associates and Amazon Influencers. Amazon Associates was originally built for people who were bloggers. You had websites that you wanted to monetize and put ads like banner ads and clickable links and stuff on your website. Associates is the much easier program to get into because of that. Where the Amazon Influencer program is meant for the social media side of where you have a following on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube, and it works differently. Where our associates count, I have access to certain things. I don't have access to other things that influencers have. I'm sure you've probably seen a lot of the bigger YouTube channels say that they have a store set up on Amazon, and you go click at it, and it's just an Amazon store that they organize products on. But it's on Amazon's website. As an associate, I don't have access to that because Associates was meant primarily for bloggers, and that was what their first partner program was to be able to get monetized. But in other ways, because I have a full website, I have access to things that influencers don't have, which many people on the techie side might get this. Other people probably wouldn't have a clue what it is at all. I have access to what's called API keys. It's basically the back door into Amazon, and I can create a website that links to all that products through the back door, and it can update all the prices as Amazon changes it and all that stuff. And so that's how our store is built out. That's plenty more advanced than what a lot of people want to get into. Most people just want to be able to put links in their YouTube videos and stuff like that. In doing that, you're not going to make a lot of money through Amazon Associates unless you get to be a big channel as far as when it comes to Amazon links, which I'm not sure if you are doing Amazon affiliates at all yet. Or
I haven't.
You haven't? I know a lot of channels haven't, and then once they get to 1,000, they're kind of wondering, how to even start that, things like that. Amazon Associates works very easily. You go and you apply for an associate's account. You have 180 days for a chance to make 3 sales. If you make 3 sales, once you've made 3 sales, Amazon will review your sales, make sure that there was nothing shady with those sales. You wasn't spamming emails with links, things like that. And then as long as that all checks out, they will approve you, and you're ready to go start using your links and make money on Amazon, and they pay you every month on the last day of the month, regardless of what you get for the month.
Oh, wow.
So right now, typically what we see with our store, we get a lot of traffic to our store because we build it out from Google. It's not even from our YouTube channel. People are finding out the store is an RV store and going and finding products that they want for their RV and buying products, and we get credit for that. And they might not even know we have a YouTube channel.
Okay.
So, but by doing that, we've had some months where we've only made $40 in commission sales. We've had some months that we've made almost $300 in commission sales. It just depends on what you sell. Amazon was another platform through COVID this year that they cut commission rates basically in half. They were, on most of our stuff RV related was running between 8 and 10% commission rate, and they've cut that down between 2 and 4%.
Wow.
So it was a huge cut for anyone in the outdoor niche, if you will, when it comes to affiliate marketing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's other things you can go out and try to monetize with when it comes to affiliate marketing. Most anything that's out there has an affiliate program. We're an affiliate for Amazon. We're an affiliate for Walmart. The Dirt camping app, we're an
Mm-hmm.
affiliate for. We've got probably 12 or 14 or so. We're a Good Sam affiliate. So if somebody wants Good Sam roadside service or tire protection, I have an affiliate link that they can go get that. And every time somebody signs up for Good Sam, I get $13 out of it.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's actually a pretty good program, to be in. But like I said, there's tons of ways to monetize social media platforms. It's not just the ad revenue. So whether it's Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, there is ways to make money off of any platform, no matter what it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think for someone like myself, who's just really, this is all very new to me. My primary focus will stay on YouTube, and eventually I have no doubt that other things, like I would like to look into the whole affiliate the affiliate, associate, whatever, marketing, and do something like that. So in your store, you talked about your store. So now, is the store one of those, like, is it considered an affiliate marketing, or is it just your store?
It's an affiliate marketing. When they click links, here I'll go ahead and pull it up here, and I can show you how our store looks.
I'm taking notes. That's why I'm looking down.
Share screen. Chrome tab. Okay, so those, if you're not familiar, this is our website right here at the Northwoods RV Life. And we have a link at the top menu that says store. Of course, that's going to open up in a new window, so I'll probably have to reshare that. Yep. So let me reshare that new tab. Okay. So this right here is our store that I've created over off of our site that people can find through Google, or they can go directly to the store, or we push people, because like one of the things Amazon doesn't like is you post in affiliate links, say in closed Facebook groups. So a group, it has to be publicly seen where your affiliate links are. So what we can do is, instead of posting Amazon links to those closed groups, we can post links to that product on our store, and they go to our store and buy it. And basically what this does is super simple. Like right here, we have top picks for RVers, RV newbies. So if I was interested, say, in these water filters, right here. Come on, if I can get. So if I click buy product, it's just going to take me over to the Amazon site where I can buy it.
Okay.
So when that's done, it clicked from my store, but they're going to buy it on Amazon. I get credit for that sale.
Right.
The other good thing with Amazon is it doesn't matter what they buy. They don't have to buy that item they just clicked on. Within 24 hours, if they buy an item, I get credit for it.
Well,
so even if, just because they click my link, it sets a cookie, and if they buy something within 24 hours, I get the commission for whatever it is they bought.
So a question about the things you have on your store. Now, are the things that you have on your store, are they things that you use and you really like them? Could you have, like in our case, we've recently bought some stuff. We had to get it immediately. And so we bought it at one store or the other, but it's stuff we like and we would continue to use. Could we put that in? Is that, like, I don't want to be inauthentic. I don't want to say I bought it on Amazon. I had to have it like right now, immediate.
Well, this is what the thing is that a lot of people will like to do is there's a difference between recommending a product on your YouTube channel and whether or not you're being authentic or not. Because basically on YouTube, if you're doing a recommendation, you're saying, hey, this phone is the greatest phone I ever bought. Go buy it, and it will change your life. Um, so YouTube has their own recommendations on how you should use affiliate links and whether or not they should be information, or whether it's things that you use, things that you recommend, things like that. When you build your own website, you can put anything you want onto it, and people browse it just like any other store. They can check out the Amazon reviews and things like that, and they can buy that product. Now you can put, if you want a website that's only stuff that you want to use and recommend, you can create that however you want. If you only want a list of 10 items, that's all you have to have. Now we have, like I said, we have a full entire store because we're targeting Google traffic for people searching for RV parts, auto accessories. When you start to think of what the niche of RVing covers, the possibilities are really endless. I mean, once you start, there's so much more than your RV accessories that you need, your water hoses, your leveling blocks, things like that.
Yeah.
When you start to think of what RVing entails of, you have your hitches and auto accessories and airbags and cargo carriers and all kinds of stuff that you can offer. And so it comes down onto your website. You're offering your website as a store, not as I recommend these items.
Okay. Because there's things we have bought either for personal use, like personal things, or we bought for the RV itself. But again, I would not have any hesitation to put it on there and say, here's something I recommend. But I see what you're saying. It doesn't even have to be something you recommend. It's or necessarily use particularly.
Right. Now, if it's something I'm doing a video on YouTube and I'm doing a review of a video, I'll put a link in there, but I'm going to give my honest opinion of what I think of that product.
Okay.
If it didn't work well for me, maybe it'd work for you. I'm going to tell them that. But you have to stop and think, if you're creating a store that people are going to find from Google, not necessarily just from your YouTube.
Right.
That is a separate entity, just like Facebook and Instagram, separate platforms. You've created a business that's out there on its own.
Okay. Oh yeah, no, I understand. I do understand that. Okay, so are you?
Yeah, definitely things here on YouTube. If you're recommending them for YouTube channel, that I recommend this product, whatever. Yeah, definitely there are things that you want to be, you've bought yourself, you've used. Maybe as you get bigger, places are going to start reaching out to you and say, hey, we'd like to send you a product, and if you like it, you do a video for it, or things like that. And there's things out there like that. We've had a couple companies reach out to us. We've had them both send us product, and we had one that reimbursed us for a product. But it come down to that. Okay, we're going to use those things on our channel if we're going to push them. There's stuff that we've actually bought and used. We're not just going to just peddle, stuff that's out there, from that. So
I'm having trouble understanding.
My Alexa over here needs a new Wi-Fi password. But definitely if you're doing it on video on your channel, you want to be authentic. It comes down to, that you're not trying to fool somebody on your YouTube channel when it comes to that stuff. But yeah, definitely if you have a whole blown website of RV gear and stuff, then it's up to the person to do the reviewing of themselves of all the products that are on there.
Sure, and because maybe it worked for us doesn't mean it's going to work for them. By the way,
Oh yeah, I mean multiple times. I was trying to put a link in a video for this backdrop that we use all the time in the live streams, and I bought that off Amazon. Went to go get the Amazon link, and the link that I bought this under, is a different product now. Yeah, so you never know. I mean, just because I bought this product with that link doesn't mean that it's going to be the same product when someone else buys it. So.
Right. Because I like that backdrop. I mean, that's really a nice back. It looks very real.
It does, and that's one of the things I like about it. We were looking because we're part-timers. So right now our RV's in storage till April. And, so it's down at the fairgrounds, packed away in the barns. We don't even have access to it until mid-April when it comes out of storage. So in the meantime, like we did this last year as well, during the wintertime, we still have to make content, whether it's videos or whether it's stuff. So, we have things to be able to do that. We have studio lighting, we have backdrops, things so we can keep creating content through the months that we're not able to travel and do things. So
we bought a Canon Rebel, and it's the lowest grade of Canon that you can actually change the lens out on. You can put lenses on it. We haven't even learned to use it yet. I have it in its camera bag, and we've tried a couple. We've taken it with us when we went for the last week when we went. Did not get the opportunity to bring it out and start trying to learn to use it, which I'm going to do on YouTube. I mean, because I guarantee there is probably a video on how to use a Canon Rebel.
Yep. The first camera we started using was this one right here. It's a Canon Rebel 3 Ti. We bought this in 2013. It's still a good camera. They make dummy books for these camera models that you can get how to use your camera for dummies.
Right.
They're actually very good information. You're just starting out how to use your cameras and things like that. We just recently updated this year to the camera I'm using right now. This is the same Canon camera we use for pictures and video and things like that. We have GoPros too, but this is our main camera for taking photography. So.
And that's what I'd like to get more into photography. And there really is only so much I can do with my cell phone camera.
And a lot of people think that, but you'll be surprised if you have a cell phone camera that has been made in the last few years. It is amazing the options that are out there. They have cases now you can buy for the cell phone that you can put a removable lens on the backside of your case, so you can get the depth of field and all that stuff, and actually have it look like it came out of a DSLR camera.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that. See, and I do have a fairly new camera. I mean, it's in the last 6 months bought it.
Yeah, we did a lot of upgrading this year. We were using old GoPro 3s last year. We upgraded to these GoPro 8s. I got 2 of these. This one has the Media Mod kit. The thing I like about the Media Mod kit is it puts an external microphone right here on the outside of it.
Okay.
So you don't have to have an actual external mic if you don't want to. You can get better quality audio if you do. But this thing does pretty darn good, unless it's really windy out or whatnot. But, for a lot of vlogging or just talking to a GoPro and talking, the Media Mod kits for the GoPros are really awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have a GoPro yet. At the time we had to decide, do we want a GoPro or do we want to get a Canon? And we went ahead and we got the Canon because most of what we're doing, I think a Canon would be more appropriate for than the GoPro. But I'd love to have a GoPro at some point.
For a lot of people looking at brand new cameras, as far as say in the $500 and down range, so if you're looking at a GoPro nowadays, unless you're wanting to, strap this thing and actually use it as an action cam.
Yeah.
Which it can be done. GoPro's been around; they're both the best in the business in doing it. But if you're wanting to do just vlogging with that camera and that it's small in size and things like that, I would actually recommend the DJI Pocket 2 that just came out here a couple months ago, and get the Media Creator Kit with it, and you get the wireless microphone with it, so that it does fantastic 4K video. In a small platform, has a gimbal already built into it, so the stabilization is amazing. Things like that, and it runs about $499 with the Creator Kit, but that also includes an extended battery and the wireless mic that you wouldn't get normally if you just went and bought like a GoPro.
Well, then that that would be something that would be, I'd probably look at in rechange. And so there's just, this is what I'm saying, is there's so much to, if you really want to do, I didn't get into YouTube to do what I'm doing now. I just thought it would be fun to make some videos. I was not necessarily thinking of being a content creator. I've never thought of myself as creative in any way. And then as it turns out, there's opportunities that a person, if they just take that little bit of leap, one step at a time, it appears that people can do whatever it is they want to do, and get to wherever they want to go.
Right. And this is the one thing I will tell anyone and everyone. I know there's a lot of channels out there that have pretty much built their channel to 1,000 subscribers by only doing live streams. I know that's primarily what you've done is live streams. And the one thing is that when it comes to monetization, if you're creating a channel because you want to get paid, that at some point in time, it comes a point in time that you have to start to move away from the live streams and actually create video content.
Yes.
And that's really where we have done, through 2020, our goals was to get Monetize. We did that in July. We became Monetize. So we've continued live streams. We made an announcement as of last week for 2021. We were starting to move away from live streaming, except for our live video podcast that we feature other channels and RV influencers and people in the industry. We want to keep that live stream, but our normal, live stream that we would do just as we were doing Wacky Wednesdays or Trivia Nights, things like that. We're moving that into a members only live stream. We're still going to do it, but it's going to be available for members because from here on out, like I said, we're looking at details and we're looking at how do we grow the channel from here. And you grow channels by making videos. You can only go so much by creating live streams. At a certain point, networking is going to start to fizzle out for everyone. Networking and only doing live streams, there's only so much demand for that. And what you'll see is that when you get to be about 1,300 to 1,500, it's overwhelming to keep the networking going to try keeping things growing. Because in order to do that, you have to watch other people's videos, you have to comment, you have to be in live streams. That networking can get you monetized, but at some point in time, you're not going to grow anymore unless you start to make the transition that, okay, we're going to start doing it. And the videos will help your channel grow because you can create videos that are searchable on YouTube. They become evergreen content, things that people find all the time, you're constantly getting views on. And as you start to build out a video library, your channel continues to grow, get more views, more subscribers, all those things. That if you're wanting to actually make money on YouTube, that's where you end up having to go. Because once you're monetized, sure, you have to create enough watch time to maintain your 4,000 hours a year. But once you're monetized, other than that, watch time don't matter. You can have 12,000 hours of watch time a year. Nobody's paying you for it. They're paying you for the view. So if you're looking at a live stream, I know most of our live streams, we were lucky if we were getting 100 views on a live stream before the views would die out from that live stream. So 100 views on a video, if you're wanting to get paid, isn't that great when you're getting paid by the per thousand. Compared to if you have an evergreen content video out there that over the course of the year ends up getting 6, 7, 8,000 views. Your live streams, unfortunately, as much as I like doing them, I like having the community and doing that stuff. If you're wanting to make money, you're not going to make money doing that. That is more for your enjoyment of in doing that with the community. And those are things that we're wanting to move into our members area because we still want to do them, and we want the loyal members that enjoy that to be able to have the opportunity to do that. But we have to take that off the main focus of the channel so that the channel can grow.
Right, but there will still be and this is just the the cold hard facts that when it's members only, you're still getting a bit of an income from that. So now you've moved it from something you just love to do or like to do or enjoy to something I really like to enjoy, but it doesn't make me really any money. And if I'm trying to make some money, there's a way to do that and then focus more on focus more on the evergreen.
It is. It's a double-edged sword. Me and Lori really talked about this a lot, and we were prepared for it when we announced that we were getting rid of our normal Wednesday live stream and our Saturday live video podcast was going to move into that time slot. We were prepared to lose some subscribers, and we did. We lost about 4 subscribers that night within an hour of doing that live stream. But it comes down to the fact of this: what you have for subscribers. You want the most loyal subscribers you have, because if somebody is willing to leave just because you're changing a live stream, they're probably not coming back watching a lot of your content anyways.
Right.
As much as we love everyone that watches every single thing that we try to put out and things like that, it comes down to, like you said, we did a live stream. We could live stream for 2 hours and make 50 cents on it.
Yeah.
And it didn't help the channel grow.
Right.
So unfortunately, like I said, we hate to do it because we love the community, but if the channel's going to grow, we have to make sacrifices and still try to offer that for communities, to be able to pull people in and still have that interaction into our more personal lives than what, the videos offer. But unfortunately, we have to move things if we want this to grow as a business and we want the channels to grow and things like that.
Yeah, you're thinking like a grown-up businessman, and I'm getting to that spot personally too. But it's one little step at a time. And how can I do this? And I had people who were going to unsubscribe when I was going to put in like one day a week where we talked about had opposing views on politics, but how those people could actually communicate, for instance, and talk rationally about differences and how to deal with different. There were people who said, absolutely no, we will unsubscribe. They wanted nothing.
Well, I will say this: in all my years of running different businesses and stuff like that, there is two things in life you don't mix with business. You don't mix family and you don't mix politics. And the reason why is because either one of them is going to make your business go bankrupt. And so, unfortunately, if you're on YouTube and you're doing a business, regardless of your political views, you have to love everybody the same. You have to bite your tongue, everything with a grain of salt, and you have to be that professional that you want to be.
Well, what brought that up for me is Carolyn's RV Life. She, I follow Carolyn. I followed her a lot, and she's done so many things I once liked to do, but will never be able to do now because of the disability stuff. And so I get a lot of enjoyment watching her. One day a week, she did her political view. She told people up front, I'm going to be talking politics on Tuesdays. And so if you don't want to be part of that, then, this is probably not on. I still will do my regular stuff on whatever days she did her regular stuff. She was over 100,000, so she could lose a few, but she was losing them by the tens of thousands. And even though she warned them.
Yep. Like I said, this is one thing that you don't do in business. You don't mix family. You don't mix politics, because especially politics, because no matter what your view is, you're isolating 50% of your audience. So because unfortunately this country is mostly 50-50 divided in a lot of ways. That if you voice your opinion one way or the other, you're going to isolate the other half. And like I said, I strongly believe everybody is entitled to their opinion, regardless of what they think or whatever. I'm not going to bash out anybody because of how they think. But at the same point in time, I'm not going to blast out what my political opinions are. For one, Facebook's not the place for that. YouTube's not the place for that. That's for you to do That's what you do at home, unless that's what your channel's about.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about this when we first did a little bit when we did your review of your channel, or at the very beginning when you first started
Yeah.
your channel,
Yeah.
is that YouTube is niche driven, and anything that's outside your niche don't belong here. If you're
Right.
doing an RV channel, it belongs on an RV channel. That's why we have Tuber Guru right here, because the Northwoods RV Life isn't an expert on YouTube.
Right.
People don't go to that channel for that information. So that's what this channel's for. They can come over here for YouTube information, and if they want RV information, they go see the other channel. Because otherwise, you're going to be driving away what could be some of your most loyal subscribers.
Okay. Yeah. Makes it, and that does make sense. And I made that, and it made sense to me then. And just, you know, if I wanted to do another channel, I would just go do a different channel and keep them very separate. But I'm not interested in that. I'm just wanting to build this channel and make it the best one that I possibly can.
But yeah,
So
you want your loyal followers, no matter how they are. You don't want to isolate any of your followers as much as possible. But you, like you said, there's cold hard truth at a certain point. You have to look at this, and as if this is the business, this is what I have to do to make this business grow. I'm going to lose some people, but I'm going to gain. I'm going to gain more out of it than I need to be out of it. You know, I've made reference before. I've been in a lot of businesses over the years. You know, I've worked in chemical companies. I've worked in retail. I've worked in government agencies. I have owned my own internet service provider. You know, things like that over the years. And you know, these are all the things I've been. You know, while I was doing the internet service provider, I was also a cell phone dealer. Back in the days of Alltel and you know, Sprint, PCS. I was a dealer for those companies, and like I said, you know, one of my best customers, or kind of the group of what I would say was my best customers, that I would never expected. I sold more cell phones to the Amish than I did anyone. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
And I could never complain about it. They came in. They always had money. They always had perfect credit. There was no problems getting a cell phone, and I sold more to them than anybody. Anyone else off the street would come in. They had credit issues. They didn't have the money. They, you know, it's like, so it comes down to, you know, just because of, you know, somebody's views or lifestyle or whatever, all that stuff has to go away when it comes to business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, your whole thing is, okay, if I'm going to create a business, I have to create a product that somebody wants.
Yeah.
So, you know, like I said, we did apparently lose some subscribers from announcing that we're getting rid of that live stream, but we're wanting to create a better product for both. You know, so for those ones that love that live stream, instead of giving a $2 super chat a week or whatever, for $2 a month, that they can get live streams every week.
Yeah.
You know, and as well as other contents like behind the scenes content and pictures from behind the scenes that nobody else gets to see. So unfortunately, when you start doing memberships, you have to back off on what you offer in your personal life on the public side of the channel and say, okay, that stuff's going to be for my members only, because they're the ones that are paying for that information to be able to have that community be closer. You know, so like I said, unfortunately, you know, networking can only get you so far.
Yeah.
And at some point in time, you got to make that hard truth. And those that are loyal will stick with you, and the ones that aren't, they're going to start to move away. You know, but you do what you can.
Yep. I get it. I get it. And it's just learning. All right. Well, I do appreciate your information, Corey. There's really nobody anymore that I trust than you. You know, you and Aaron Jemison are the two people that I have learned the most from.
Well, and anytime you have questions, feel free to reach out. We'll spin up a live stream here, and we'll talk about it some more.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Corey. I appreciate it.
Don't feel like you have to struggle and be frustrated and things like that. If you have a question, reach out. I try to answer anyone's questions if they, you know, have a question. Sometimes if I'm real busy with work, I might not get back to you for a few hours. but I always try to get back to people if I can, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right, guys. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to wrap this up tonight. I hope that everybody got a little something out of this in ways that you can monetize your YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, and everything else. So if you can, hit that thumbs up down below. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you do subscribe to the channel because we are going to be doing more videos and live streams, channel reviews, live stream reviews, and a lot more on this channel as things continue to grow over here. So with that, I'll go ahead and wish you guys all a good night. Thank you for being here. And if you have any questions, leave in the comment of the video. If I didn't see your questions in the chat and things like that, and we'll go ahead and we'll answer your questions in the comments below. So with that, have a good night, and we'll see you next time, guys. Bye.